Assalamu alaikum, students and my avid followers. How do we keep a rigid body in rotational equilibrium? The answer is in Newton's first law of motion. The vector sum of all the torques acting on the body must be equal to zero. For the details, just stick around, watch and learn. The problem is a uniform 255 Newton rod that is 2.00 meters long carries a 225 Newton weight at its right end and an unknown weight W towards the left end. When W is placed 50.0 centimeters from the left end of the rod, the system just balances horizontally. When the fulcrum is located 75.0 centimeters from the right end. Question letter A, find the weight W. Question letter B, if the weight W is now moved 25.0 centimeters to the right, how far and in what direction must the fulcrum be moved to restore balance? In this problem, we are dealing with what we call parallel coplanar forces that are acting on the rod, right? And one of them is the weight of the rod itself, represented by W sub 1 equal to 255 newtons. In the figure, that is represented by the vector arrow directed downward, and the line of action of this weight W sub 1 is exactly at the geometric center of the rod, since the rod is considered to have uniform density, right? So the line of action of W sub 1 is exactly 1.00 meters, okay, from the left end as well as from the right end of the rod. The rod, by the way, is 2.00 meters long. And at the rightmost end, the rod, we have another weight, W2, equal to 225 newtons. And with respect to the fulcrum, all right, W2 is 0.75 meters away from the fulcrum. And our first target variable in part A is the unknown weight W, right? Initially, this weight W, right, is located 50.0 centimeters, okay, 50.0 centimeters from the left end, the rod. If the fulcrum is located 0.75 meters from the right end. So with those positions of W, W sub 1, and W sub 2, it is specified in the problem that the rod is balanced, all right, or is in a state of equilibrium, specifically rotational equilibrium. Now, in part B, right? In part B, uh, according to the problem, the weight W will be moved 25.0 centimeters to the right, right? So, moving the unknown weight W to the right, of course, will alter the state of rotational equilibrium. And we are asked, how are we going to move the fulcrum? Should we move it to the right or to the left to restore balance? So that is exactly what we are going to determine in part B. Okay, we will determine the value of x, the distance through which the fulcrum will be moved in order to restore balance. Aside from the three downward vertical forces, W, W sub 1, and W sub 2, there is, of course, the upward vertical force, right, exerted by the fulcrum. And if the rod is to remain in perfect static equilibrium, the sum of the vertical forces must be equal to 0, right? There is no need to represent the upward force exerted by the fulcrum. Okay, that's already understood that there must be an upward force that will balance, all right, all the three downward forces. Later, okay, if you're going to apply the torque principle, we will be choosing the fulcrum as our axis of rotation. And so therefore, the force that the fulcrum exerts on the rod, okay, will produce no torque, all right, because it exactly passes through the axis of rotation, which is the point above the fulcrum. So there is really no need to include that force here in our diagram anymore. In applying the torque principle, we choose the point uh, exactly above the fulcrum as our axis of rotation. And conventionally, we consider the torque that produces uh, counterclockwise rotation of the body to be positive, while the torque that produces clockwise torque, okay, on the body about the chosen axis of rotation to be negative. So, uh, the torque that is produced by the unknown weight W, right, has the tendency uh, to make the rod rotate in a counterclockwise direction. That's why we consider it to be positive, right? And by definition, all right, torque is just the product of the force, or in this case, the weight W, and it's what we call moment arm. When we say moment arm, we are referring to the perpendicular distance from the line of action of the force to the chosen axis of rotation. And in the case of torque number 1, all right, the torque produced by the unknown weight W, the lever arm, is equal to 0.750 meters, right? Or that's 75.0 centimeters. Okay, we got this because the fulcrum happens to be 1.25 or 1.250 meters from the left end of the rod, right? And since initially the weight W is located 50.0 centimeters from the left end, so we just deduct 1.250 meters minus 0.500 meters, and that's how we got 0.750 meters as the moment arm of weight W, right? So this is the equation for torque number 1, and it's considered positive again by convention. Okay, the torque that produces counterclockwise rotation of the body is considered positive. The second torque, right? The second torque that will also produce counterclockwise rotation of the body is the torque due to W1, or the weight of the rod itself, right? Equal to, or torque 2 is equal to the product of 255 newtons. That's the value of W sub 1. And the moment arm of W sub 1 with respect to the fulcrum or to the axis of rotation is 0.250 meters. All right. The location of W sub 1 happens to be at the geometric center of the rod, right? Which is exactly 1.00 meters from the right end of the rod. And since the fulcrum is 0.750 meters from the right end, therefore, the distance between the line of action of W sub 1 and the fulcrum is equal to 0.250 meters. Simplifying, we get torque number 2 equal to positive 63.8 meter Newton. Again, the positive means that this torque causes the rod to rotate in a counterclockwise manner. All right. To distinguish the unit of torque from that of work, all right, we make the unit of torque as meter Newton. Now, there's a third torque. We call it torque 3, right? And this is the torque that W sub 2, right? Or the weight of the load labeled W sub 2 equal to 225 newtons multiplied by its moment arm, which is 0.750 meters from the fulcrum. All right. Torque number 3 causes the body to what we call rotate right? This torque number 3 causes or has the tendency to make the rod rotate in a clockwise manner. And by convention, such torque is assigned negative or is considered a negative. Torque 3, therefore, is equal to negative 169 meter Newton. Continuing with our solution, all right, we now equate the sum of the torques that cause counterclockwise rotation of the rod to the torque that causes clockwise rotation of the rod about the chosen axis of rotation, which is the point exactly just above the fulcrum. Or torque 1 plus torque 2 must be equal to torque 3. Right? Torque 1 was determined earlier as the product of the unknown weight W and its moment arm 0.750 meters plus torque 2 equal to 63.8 meter Newton, and then their sum will be equated to torque 3, right, equal to 169 meter Newton, right? Notice that we only have the weight W as our unknown variable here, which when isolated and computed, we have the unknown weight W equal to 105 meter Newton divided by 0.750 meters, or that is equal to 140 point Newton in 3 significant figures. So this is the value of the unknown weight W. For our answer to question letter B, if the unknown weight W is moved 25.0 centimeters to the right, its torque actually decreases, causing the rod to tilt in clockwise direction. So to restore balance, we have to move the fulcrum a distance x to the right. Okay, this is to decrease the torque number 3, thereby restoring balance. Because the weight W will be moved 25.0 centimeters to the right, right? And we'll also be moving the fulcrum to the right to, to restore balance. So in effect, uh, the weight W will have a new moment arm, right? Denoted by this of 1. And this new lever arm of the weight W, okay, with respect to the new position of the fulcrum, is expressed as 0.500 meters plus x. How we got 0.500 meters is we just actually deduct 0.250 meters from 0.750 meters, and that's how we got 0. 500 meters. Okay. But since the fulcrum is moved a distance x to the right, then we have to add that to 0.500 meter. The new lever arm W, therefore, is equal to 0.500 meter plus x. And the expression for torque number 1, okay, will now become the value of the unknown weight W, which is already computed as 140 point Newton, right? When we multiply it by the new lever arm, quantity 0.500 meter plus x, then, all right, the product will now become the new torque produced by the weight W. And since it is still has the tendency to make the rod rotate counterclockwise, we assign it as positive torque. Now, for the new lever arm of the weight W sub 1, right, we just add the distance x, right, to the original moment arm of W sub 1 relative to the fulcrum, right? So the new lever arm of W sub 1 is now expressed as 0.250 meters plus x. Its corresponding torque, therefore, torque number 2 is equal to positive 255 newtons multiplied by the new lever arm, 0.250 meter plus x. It's positive because just like torque number 1, it has the tendency to make the rod rotate counterclockwise. Likewise, for the last torque due to the weight W sub 2, its new lever arm is now equal to 0.750 meter minus x. Okay? Minus because in as much as the lever or the what you call the fulcrum will be moved towards the right end, right? So whatever is the value of x, okay, that will be deducted, right, from the original moment arm, 0.750 meters. It follows that its corresponding torque number 3, right, is just equal to the product of the value of W sub 2, 225 newtons, and the new lever arm or moment arm, all right, of torque number 3 equal to 0.750 meters minus x. Simplifying, torque number 3, or we will have the simplified expression for torque number 3 and all the other torques T1 and or torque 1 and torque 2, right, in just a short while. Okay. Where we will also be applying the torque principle in order to calculate the value of x. Okay. The torque principle, which says that the vector sum of torque number 1 and torque number 2 is just equal to torque number 3. The torque principle requires that the sum of torque number 1 and torque number 2, that is 140 point Newton multiplied by quantity 0.500 meters plus x, that's torque number 1, and 255 newtons multiplied by quantity 0.250 meters plus x, that's torque number 2, must be equal to torque number 3, or 225 newtons multiplied by quantity 0.750 meters minus x. So at this point, in order to determine the value of x, okay, doing our algebra, we will get the value for the distance x equal to 0.0565 meters in 3 significant figures. So this is the value of the distance the fulcrum has to be moved, all right, in the what we call right direction, which when converted to centimeters, of course, we get 5.65 centimeters, which is our final answer to question letter B. So when the fulcrum is moved a distance 5.65 centimeters, okay, to the right of the original position, we can restore balance of the rod. This is after the weight W has been moved 25.0 centimeters to the right. So on these notes, let me say mabuhay. Till the next episode, mashallah. Thank you very much for your indulgence. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alhamdulillah.